What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Nothingness, entitled The Hollow Gaze of Death. This is self-released. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very traditional, aggressive, doomy style of death metal. Yeah. I'm very, very new to this project, and this project in and of itself is brand new, but I think bands like this are the reason why I do what I do here on YouTube, is to bring awareness to new bands and bands that I think you should be paying attention to. And I honestly think a band like Nothingness is a band you should be paying attention to. Yeah. They're pretty new. They have a lot of influences ranging from early death metal to some doom metal to some industrial stuff. Things that come to mind would be like early Morbid Angel or Suffocation, a little bit of Primitive Man, a little bit of Godflesh in certain bits and spurts, or at least that's what I was told when looking up the information about this band and getting to know this project a little bit better. And then we got some bits and pieces of what Nothingness was about. I believe there was a music video released for this project. It sounded really sick. And now we have this debut full-length album from Nothingness entitled The Hollow Gaze of Death. It's 7 tracks, and it clocks in at around 37 minutes in length. And honestly, this is one of those debut albums that you're going to be remembering for a very, very long time. This is going to be something that's going to get you more and more hyped up and interested for a band like this. This is not a band you should be sleeping on. This is a band that you should definitely be keeping an eye out for in the very near future. I'm very, very pleased with what I'm hearing with this album, and I can't wait to see what these guys come up with next and what they do next. It's the real deal. Musically, there is a lot of stuff going on with this record. You get a lot of traditional death metal orientated riffs. You get the slower, doomier sort of passages, but then when things begin to get a little faster and more aggressive, it shows and it sounds awesome. Lots of really awesome and creative guitar work going on here throughout this entire album, especially on the first parts of this record with songs like A Cycle Unending and Abyssal Woe, to later tracks on the album like Wickedness and Purity, to the closer of this album with Timeless Menace. Just some very intricate, well-detailed guitar riffs going on here, and I think it really, really sounds badass. Love this a lot. Love the creativity. Love the high energy that these guitar riffs bring, and it really does sound awesome. The bass work on here is very good too. Definitely holds its own amongst the heavy riffs that you hear throughout this entire record, and I definitely think that for a first full-length album, this does have a very strong and well-established sound going for it as far as the overall production and mixing is concerned. I think it's a really, really splendid job here. When it comes to the drums, there is a lot of awesome things going on here when it comes to the drums. I love the blast beats. I love the fills. I love the energy being done with this drum performance. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a little bit of a doomy death metal sort of influence going on in certain parts when it comes to the more mid-paced, slower elements of this album. But once things kick up and get a little bit quicker, you have the blast beats, you have the energy, you have the drama. It's just so awesome, and I love this drum performance a lot. And when it comes to the vocals, there is a lot of diversity here when it comes to the vocals. You get your mixture of really mid-range growls, low guttural growls, to some more high-end sort of material going on here with this vocal performance, and I really do think that it sounds awesome. There's some very, very awesome vocal passages going on here. Very well-detailed lyrics, definitely something to be paying attention to for future releases. There's some really awesome songwriting and lyric writing going on here with this album, but the vocals are fantastic. So overall, if you're into death metal, if you want to hear something new, something exciting, Nothingness is the band to be checking out. I definitely would love to see what direction this band takes in the future, or if they decide to go a little bit further than that. I really do think this band is going to be a big deal in the coming years ahead, and I really do think you should be paying your time, your attention, and hopefully you buy something from them. This is some real deal shit here. So if I do think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say A Cycle Unending, The Wretched Ground Beckons, Adorned with a Crown of Contempt. That's another really great track. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Nothingness Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally, and it is available physically currently as a tape. And this is the CD version that I got here. It's a little hard to see. Sorry if there's any glare or anything like that. But this is some really badass artwork on here. There you see the track listing, this really badass logo. I have the CD in my my little boombox right now, so it's not in the case. But yeah, you have the band members in question. You have the thanks and lyrics. Pro CDR. Really good DIY ethics going on here with this band, and hopefully there will be more copies available for people to buy so people can listen to this. So again, the album is The Hollow Gaze of Death by Nothingness. This is self-released by the band. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very solid 8.5 out of 10. Very, very memorable debut full length, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing more great things from this project in the future. So if you've happened to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it, or any of you guys into Nothingness, definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Army Hell out.